Welcome to our show, Hair Transplant Step by Step FUE, episode number 3. In this episode, we are talking about FUE machines. As we are aware that FUE has become one of the commonest procedure for hair transplantation, there are wide variety of machines available for FUE hair transplant. Now, which one is better, which one is not, very difficult to comment upon. But every machine has a different function. Depending upon patient's type and hair quality, one can select which machine can be good for any particular patient. Now, with FUE machine, one is a manual FUE in which there were no machines used, just a blunt punch to dissect the hair follicle and take out the hair follicle. It was an earlier method, definitely more time consuming and more effortful. What is more performed nowadays is motorized FUE, in which some form of motorized tool is used. One is a micro motor, and then there are specialized motors, and then there are automated motors. And in last, we have got robotic hair transplant. Let's talk about micromotor first. Micromotor is one of the commonest, cheapest and easily available tool for hair transplant. It's also commonly used in dental procedures. It's basically a drill. You attach the punch on the top of the motor, rotate it, and then it just, the function of the motor is that it just rotates the punch at a particular speed, particular RPM, and you drill the hair through the skin. So that is what is micromotor. It doesn't have many of the settings, many of the sophisticated adjustments which a particular hair or skin may need. But as I said, it is one of the easiest and cheapest and easily available tool. Second in line are specialized motors. Now that is something which has come across after so many researches and different types of procedures being performed. In specialized motors, there are again wide variety of motors. You have Coles device, you have U-graft device, you have Mamba device, and many more. The feature about these specialized motors is they control individual functions. Say for example in Mamba device, you can adjust the speed at which the punch is rotating. You can adjust the power of the motor at which it is giving thrust to the punch to move. You can have different functions. One is just a rotatory function of the punch. Then you can have vibratory function of the punch. You can also have oscillatory function of the punch, in which the punch is not completing the whole circle, so that you are leaving behind some tissue which is not damaged at all or not cut at all. It's just soft tissue dissection. And with each of these functions, you can adjust the power of the motor, the duration, how many milliseconds you want to use the motor, and at what speed you want to use the motor. So these specialized function gives you adjustment for different types of the internal anatomy of hair follicle root. As we discussed in the previous episode, there are few roots which are splayed out. So then you need a motor which can cut initially and then just vibrate so that it doesn't damage the internal roots and take out the hair follicle in total. So that is about one device. You have got U-graft device, again which has similar features as Mamba's device. You can combine different functions. It has also got preset functions for African hair type or curly hair type or thick skin hair type or splayed hair ends, which combines all different functions and different parameters. You have got Coles device, again you have different parameters which you have to set. The idea is people who are performing hair transplants regularly on a good scale or good quality, they end up utilizing these specialized devices which can give better quality of the grafts, better quality of the raw material in order to get better result. So yes, which device a person is using, it definitely makes a difference. Is it a routine micromotor, a dental motor, or is it a specialized device? Next in line are automated motor. The common ones are NeoGraft, that is one of the commonest one, in which there is some degree of automation with the motor. Of course, the surgeon, the operator is required. You operate the drill, and then the drill itself has a suction function which sucks in the graft inside the canister of the motor. And those sucked out grafts, ultimately you separate them and then you implant them in the front. There are different advantages and disadvantages. Yes, extraction, suction function is done at the same time. But then many times, operator doesn't have a visual image of what quality of graft has been extracted, as opposed to The same thing which can see in specialized motors. So that's why there are few surgeons who prefer NeoGraft, but not all of them. And as I said, there are advantages and disadvantages. And the last in the list is robotic hair transplant. The machine is known as ARTAS. Robotic hair transplant is into practice since many years now, almost 7-8 years now. It had its own advantages, but then some of the fallacies, due to which it didn't gain a lot of popularity. They passed it through multiple versions, multiple modification. Recently they have come out with version 9, but still some of the issues they are not able to address with robotic hair transplant, due to which the quality of graft being extracted, single hair versus triple hair, the thickness of the graft, and then in turn the thickness of the implanted needles, the density, tissue damage. So all those questions are yet to be answered. But yes, we hope that in future we may be able to answer that. But as of now, specialized motors are the ones which can give you good quality grafts and in turn good raw material to give you good results. I hope this episode gave you some information about different machines or tools which are used for FUE extraction. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us or contact us on phone call, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.